Wait,
and with
you
those
had
two,
COVID
but
already?
she.
Oh no, that was a scare, right?
I had a scare, but I tested negative. Yeah.
Oh,
But-
you were just being a pussy? What
Yeah.
happened?
Turns out I'm just a pussy.
Well, you are what you eat. As
I just
always
had a
say.
bad. Thanks, man. Just had a bad flu that came on really fast.
Oh,
I
okay.
hit 103.
Oh, fuck. That is
Cool.
legit.
It's like
You know what else
like
hit
a baseball
103?
pitcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you
The
see what's her
amount-
name naked in The Last Seduction.
Oh,
I hit
yeah.
103 for you.
1994.
Stop
Yeah.
trying to segue, man.
Linda Fiorentino.
That's what Ryan's known for. He's always segueing. He's trying to bring it back.
What's this girl's name?
Linda Fiorentino.
Linda
Fiorentino,
Fiorentino.
What else?
She's most
would I know her
famous
from?
for
Yeah.
Men in Black.
Hellboy.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Men in Black.
She's not.
And she was in
Hellboy, that's
Dogma
Selma
too,
Blair.
right?
I met Men
Yeah,
in Black.
she's in Dogma.
And where is she now?
She is
She's
retired
in the
because
living room.
apparently she's difficult to work with. That was the rap.
Oh yeah, I got that vibe.
Well, she plays
Holy
a pretty
shit,
good
she was
tough
perfectly casted.
broad. Yeah.
She wasn't tough.
Take no shit.
She was shitty. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
like,
I
Well,
seriously had a hard
kind
time.
of.
I don't know. I had a hard time watching this movie because I just didn't like her at all, like as a person. And
Well,
I guess
she's a
she's a femme
sociopathic, she's a sociopathic,
yeah, but
gaslighter. Oh, lay out the thing before we.
yeah.
So
William,
for
what's the
what is
synopsis?
this? Neo-Noir-vember #4. This is The Last Seduction from 1994.
You still a lawyer, Frank?
Yeah, still a self-serving bitch.
Friend needs advice. I'll set it up for you. Husband and wife do a one-time drug deal. Only the wife decides the new house would be happier without the husband.
Bridget!
She's anxious to start spending.
The husband is entitled to half of whatever you buy with that cash.
For how long?
Well, as long as it takes to finalize the divorce. Called 3 times since he got the paperwork, something about a loan shark in his thumb.
The $100,000 that we borrowed is $150 now, and he wants it.
I'll pay off the shark. Give me a divorce, we'll be even.
You get anything? She's in cow country.
The first seduction was fast.
You have your own place?
Yes.
Do you have indoor plumbing?
Yes, I have indoor plumbing, I have electricity, and I have a name.
No names.
It was easy,
You're different than the others, Mike. I feel like maybe I could love you.
but the last seduction
What type of list are we trying to make?
Cheating husband list.
was murder.
This guy in New York. 10 million payoff to the widow if he dies of an unnatural death. She's willing to give us a third.
You're talking about murder.
You, me, $3 million. The only loser in the whole deal is a wife-beating old bastard.
You're crazy.
I'm out of here, Mike. You have a way of making a woman feel like a one-way train ticket.
I'll do it. I'll kill the bastard.
You're up for this, right?
If you find her, I'll be glad to separate her from the cash.
She's here. She's in New York.
Let's go for a little drive.
Where does this end with you?
the hell are you doing?
Linda Fiorentino, Peter Berg, and Bill Pullman in a film by John Dahl, The Last Seduction.
Yeah, so this
Bill Nye.
movie.
Wayne's World.
Yeah, I noticed that too. One of their
Yes.
He
guys in the
popped in, and
car.
I was like,
He popped-
awesome. And then I was like, wait a minute.
Great cameo.
One of the guys from the headbanging. Was it the guy who was like depressed? Wayne's World with like the dark hair.
No,
I-
it was,
I- was
it was not that guy.
Was
I
it
know
one
what
of
you're
the
talking about.
roadies? Well,
Just
he
one
was
of their like
roadies in
crew.
Wayne World 2. Yeah. Or maybe he was like a camera operator.
Yeah, he was one of those guys.
And yeah, that guy buys pills in one scene. So the movie starts with Bill Pullman selling medical grade cocaine to 2 gangsters in like Brooklyn, and he thinks he's going to get robbed, but they actually pay him all the money. And
Wait,
They really wanted that
he
briefcase.
immediately goes into like once they like pull the gun out or whatever, he immediately just folds down into
Well,
a
he's
fetal
not-
position, and he's like, "Oh God, I fucked up. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God." He like didn't have. There wasn't
not a criminal.
half a second. He's
he's
not.
not a street smart criminal. He's like he's a middle class pussy. You know,
he's the seduction before the last seduction.
Oh yeah, that's true. He's
Right.
yeah.
No,
The
but
penult-
I mean,
the penultimate seduction.
it's the penultimate seduction.
Probably not.
But let's not talk about the movie like scene by scene, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to set up the movie.
Just
So he buys the cocaine, sells the cocaine.
So basically, the next thing that happens is he comes home. Linda Fiorentina's there. That's his wife. He slaps her across the face. She's pissed, but she doesn't let him know how pissed she is. She then steals the money, and then she's like on the run from him.
That's such a chick response, guys.
Bro.
Like, you're not going to be like, hey, I didn't like that. You're going to be like, I'm going to steal all your money when you go to take a shower.
He shouldn't have. It was an unnecessary slap.
It was kind of unnecessary, I thought.
It was from zero. It was out of nowhere, dude. It was like,
yeah, it was pretty.
She like lightly. She like asked an actual.
Yeah, he's not
question.
A good guy.
She like showed a little concern because he got played by the drug dealers or whatever, drug buyers, and they just dropped all the cash on the floor under the bridge or whatever. So then
do that.
They're flexing.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
And so he had to carry all the money home inside of his button up. And
I thought you were gonna say butt.
And I'm sure there's a couple bills up the crack. But then all she did was show concern where she's like, you walked through town, you idiot. She called him an idiot, right?
Oh yeah. So she deserved it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad.
Thanks for explaining that, Ryan.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about the movie that makes it really interesting and her character really fascinating is that she's not exactly a femme fatale. She actually kind of acts like a man.
Yeah,
and
that's what I thought half the time, man. I was like, was this written for a man?
Well, it was the 90s.
Well, the thing and then the irony of her leaving Bill Pullman because she got slapped is that later on in the movie when she's fucking around with Peter Berg, there's at least 2 parts I saw where she slapped him across the face. So it's like, they're trying to show how her character is completely amoral.
It's kind of it is like a femme fatale character, but like with like a 90s spin.
Well, the spin is that she's the man.
Yeah, but it's like it has a 90s attitude about everything.
I didn't get the vibe that she was
like
she was acting like a man.
Well, I'll tell you why she's acting like a man, because Peter Berg, this guy in the small town, he's acting like a woman.
Yeah, 100%.
He's there. Well, he's acting like a bitch, and she's acting like a butch.
Yeah, those are classic dynamics. The classic male dynamic is
the bitch and the butch is tale as old as time.
Grimm, who's that old fairy tale writer? Grimm, the Brothers Grimm's story of the bitch and the butch.
Yeah,
Aesop.
That's a movie we should have watched. Heath Ledger. And
I think so.
Isn't that Matt Damon?
It'd be cool if Beauty and the Beast was Beauty and the Butch, and it was just like a really mannish lesbian. Belle keeps Belle in her castle. Yeah,
I thought she was just acting empowered.
Yeah, it was the 90s. That's what I'm saying. She was
okay.
Keep saying it's the 90s, Adam, but what does that mean?
Like, all sort of Lilith fair. It's like a
his head is going back and forth.
Fucking armpit hair.
Chick. Do you think that she's like a Lilith? Do you think she's like a Lilith fair?
She's
woman?
Definitely not.
No, but it's like the 90s were, like a rejection of the 80s, like girl, like
that didn't happen in the 80s.
Yeah, stuff that happened in the 80s.
That didn't happen in the 70s.
It happened in the 80s for sure.
That didn't happen in the 50s and the 40s.
Once it honestly happened.
It's all cyclical. History is cyclical.
Once Boss Girl Suits came out.
Well, this is an archetype.
Yeah,
Archetype.
That character didn't exist
like
until
82.
Boss Girl Suits came out. Yeah,
this is an archetype.
Masculine archetype. Yes,
goes back to the 20s. This is really old. This is not 90s at all.
Well, especially if it's noir, right? The neo-noir.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be what it's playing off of.
There's lots of old Hollywood movies about social climbing women who are ruthless, who are trying to get ahead, who use
manipulate men, innocent men,
chew them up and spit them out.
It's like it reminded me of Double Indemnity.
This guy's not that innocent.
They make an overt reference to Double Indemnity and even say the term Double Indemnity in the movie.
They do.
I didn't get it. I don't know what that is.
But damn, that makes me feel better. Actually, I wasn't paying attention during that part, and I still picked that up.
This is a subtle Double Indemnity reference. She's like, yeah, it's like the movie Double Indemnity.
I wonder if this means it's like Double Indemnity. But that movie is also cool. That's like an old noir that is like kind of surprising, like how it's like the woman is very upfront about her.
Okay, so she steals the money from her husband, and
she goes to
we don't care. We don't have to have an enlightening conversation.
Beston. She goes to a place. I guess it's.
I was just trying to be a dick.
They don't talk about where it is. I guess it's in New York.
What do you mean? They talk about
it's Cowtown.
Yeah,
it's somewhere between New York and Chicago, but she can also drive to Buffalo in one day. So I'm assuming she's still in New York and not like Pennsylvania.
I thought they were just mispronouncing Boston the whole movie.
What?
Why don't they just say they're in
Boston? And nobody has a Boston accent.
These people don't know Boston.
Didn't they say the name of where they were, and then on the map they pointed to it?
Yeah, it says
it's somewhere. It's a small shitty town, and she goes there and is like runs the town. You know, she's like, "This is my town now."
She doesn't really.
No, she doesn't.
That's not at all what she does. That didn't happen. That was. I think
so basically, she talks to her lawyer. Her lawyer says she can't keep the money until she's divorced. She can't buy a house. She can't buy anything expensive because she's still married. Technically, Bill Pullman can make a claim for it and get half of it. So she's hiding out in a place where no one knows where she is. And the first night there, she's at a bar and she hooks up with Peter Berg, and he's like, he just returned to the Beston from Buffalo.
It's in Irvington.
And he's like,
job, Ryan.
I don't want to talk about my marriage, but I was in Buffalo and
I was looking it up on his phone.
It wasn't
it took like 40 minutes.
Irvington,
New York. Yeah, it's Beston Town Lane or something. Beston Town.
You just looked up where the movie was shot?
No, I just looked up filmmap.tumblr.com / Okay, so Peter Berg.
Good job. Yeah, like I'm saying, good job, Ryan.
He doesn't want to, like, he thinks he's like great. Like he has greatness in him that hasn't like been fulfilled, because like he keeps talking about like, I'm bigger than this town. I don't want to just be in this town. Like the local hot girl, blonde chick hits on him, and he's like, I don't want nothing to do with her. You know, she's just everybody's
feeled her boob. He goes, everybody's made out and feeled her boobs.
Felt her up.
But then he goes, how many people have actually hooked up with her? And they're like, nobody.
What's up with that? Why isn't
what is this weird person?
Huffing dong? Why isn't like, who cares? She needs to have at least sucked everybody's dick at that
These
bar.
guys are like 30.
It sounds like none of them got closing game.
Yeah.
You get drunk. You know, when you're 28 years old, you get drunk at a bar and you just fill up a chick.
Feel her boobs.
And that's that. That's enough. You're just done.
Yeah, you come in your pants.
That's a wild night.
You're like, all right, time to go, boys.
All right, time to close out.
By the way,
wait to close your bar tab out.
Did you guys? This didn't hit me until right now, thinking about it. But the little bit of the twist at the end that I won't give away, that made me think. First of all, I thought it was dumb that he couldn't get his ring off, and that little twist at the end, I was like, he would have fucking gotten that ring off. I know for storytelling purposes, like
why
they needed it or whatever, but like the way he felt about that, he would have cut that thing off. He would have cut his fucking finger off. Like what was that about?
Yeah, there's a few unbelievable elements to the plot that are completely contrived.
I will say the whole vibe is like I wrote something down. I don't even know if it's subdued, and maybe that's like the genre they were trying to go for. But there were just instances where I was like, it felt like real life had the volume turned down on it, if that makes any sense. Like the shit that was happening, I feel like people should have had more reaction to. Like
how loud is real life? Like, what are we on, a 6, a 7?
If we're at 100%, that movie was like on an 83. Like as far as experience.
I get you. I get exactly what
I know what you're saying, because like this is something you'll see in a lot of late 80s, early 90s cool movies where it's like they were
trying a little too hard to be a little too cool, and you're like
Nerd.
But like that's the style, because like one thing that's nice is
it was the 90s thing.
Oh, like today, what people do is like, oh, we need to raise the stakes. Okay, we'll have like a kid. We'll put a kid in the movie, and then it's like we gotta like the kid could be killed, or like they do all this shit where it's like
it's not necessary.
They make this. They add all these stakes, and it's
I guess it's like a voice.
It's like very they like justify everything. Whereas in this movie, they start committing crimes where, it's a big leap of faith for these characters to like start.
But also
crimes.
like noir movies are cool.
But like they've got to be justifiably cool.
Like who specifically? Because I feel like they build her. They build her character. They build her character up to assume that this is not her first rodeo. She's like had this.
Okay, I'll give you an example, Ryan. I'll give you an example. Okay, so go forward a little bit. She gets a job in the town. Turns out Peter Berg is working at the job. One day, they're going into the office, and
interstate.
He doesn't want anyone to know that they're dating. And Peter Berg like taps her on the ass, and then she turns around and screams at him and goes, "This guy just tried to touch my fucking ass! Like, what kind of corporate office is this if we allow that? Yada yada yada." And then it's like, that's not like a big thing in the office. That's not. No one notices. No one thinks like, is something up with those two?
As it should be.
You know what I mean? It's just like, that's like a kind of a big event in an office.
Also, it's like her first day. So they're like,
no, it wasn't her
it's
first
like
day.
But it's like her first week.
She's been there a few weeks.
Probably. Well, also like what, like, okay. When she got slapped at the beginning, I couldn't tell if that was actually the reason she took all the money, or if that was like
just a
she
catalyst.
was planning to do it the whole time. I had no idea.
I think that set up the fact that he's a bad husband.
I get that, but
maybe
she was going to take the money anyway.
Mystery ambiguity.
Well, it kind of sounds like
her.
Well, it sounds like she was the one that really pushed him into selling, like into.
Oh yeah, after you watch the whole movie,
she's like the mastermind. No, like right out of the gate, when they're talking, like before, like after he slaps her or something. Also, the most disgusting thing in the movie happens right then when she licks a stack of money, a stack of $100. She licks it.
It's being sexy, right?
Somehow that's gross. That's so gross.
That's sexy.
We already seen it. It was on the ground.
Doesn't she smell it? Then
we've already seen it. It was in his sweaty shirt.
Like the opening credits is like a series of it like falling in a puddle.
And she's just
some homeless guy wipes his ass.
And Paul Pullman's like, oh.
It turns her on. She can't help it. She's so sexually excited.
So that's why I feel like they don't tell us anything about this character. So I feel like we're just getting like a day in a life of what's her name?
Linda Fiorentino.
Bridget. Oh, and Wendy. At one point, it's Wendy.
Wendy. What was it?
Wendy
Croy.
With a K.
That's a
hey, we should talk before we move on past the Peter Berg scene. We should talk about like how their flirtation scene goes.
Well, you talk about it.
Well, she is like, hey, what? I can't remember. She grabs his dick. She reaches in his pants and grabs his dick.
Oh, well, he comes over. He comes over to buy.
It's not.
Not exactly.
No.
I also watched this movie 2 days ago.
This is also the second.
How much pot have you smoked in between then and now, dude?
0.
Really?
This is also like she's at the gas station across the way, and he says it's like 6 or 10 hours till Chicago or something like that. By the way, so then she's like, "I'm just gonna stay here tonight." And then to stay here,
wait, we're talking about her grabbing his dick. Why are you moving on to that?
We're getting to that.
When she asked that guy directions, would you have fucking answered her? I would have been like, "Fuck you." This guy actually, she's such a
I would have gave her. I bet he gave her the wrong directions. I bet it was like a 30-minute drive to Chicago, and he's like, it's about 10 hours. Dumb bitch.
But she was so rude, like to that guy.
He's rude the entire movie. She's an
outlaw. I know, but like,
guys,
she's autistic.
Get over the rudeness of the gas station.
She has.
So Peter Berg tries to hit on her. He turned down that one girl who's boring. That everybody felt her up, so he wants to hit on her.
Yeah, the really hot, boring chick. She's really boring.
Hey, Adam, I'm trying to talk.
Okay,
you don't need to go into that.
Sorry.
So he tries to hit on her, and he tells her, "I'm hung like a horse."
Yes.
And then she goes,
she's like, "What are you packing first?" He's not just gonna like say that.
Oh, now you remember what happened.
She didn't say that, did she?
Well, I remember
that. No, she did. No, she didn't. She's rude to him multiple times after he buys her drink. She's rude to everybody.
Yeah,
and then he's like hitting on her, and he's like shooting his best shot, and she keeps backing it down. And his final plea is, he goes, "Okay, you know what? I don't fucking need this, but by the way, I'm hung like a horse." And then he walks away, and then she stops him and is like, "Prove it." And then he sits down, and then he's like, "What?"
And then she
unzips his pants and then puts her hand in there.
So he did have a big dick,
and then
I guess.
Smells
later on, you see his big
goes
dick
clean.
What?
Because they fuck. Big dick? Yes, they fuck like a bunch of times that night, and then the next day, when she leaves the house early in the morning, he runs out in his underwear, and his dick is swinging around really big.
Oh, I thought you were talking about raw dog.
That.
I noticed that. I thought you were talking exposed.
Yeah, this is kind of an Easter egg.
I've seen this movie twice.
And
more like a couple Easter eggs, if you know what I'm saying.
No, I think it's a prosthetic.
You think it's a prosthetic?
No.
Yeah, I think it's built for the movie.
That's how big it was?
No, it's built for the movie.
For the character?
No, it's a prosthetic in his pants. I could tell.
You could tell it was a prosthetic.
It seemed like you looked pretty close.
The way it swings. It didn't have that natural.
It's very obvious.
Frame by frame.
Fluent. It wasn't fluent like a normal.
You looked like a dick, and then on top of the dick, another bigger dick was on it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, right. Like two kids in a trench coat.
How would you know?
I could tell.
William has tried to do the prosthetic dick.
Based on the dynamics of the movement, I could tell that. It had like a double.
You think it was an animatronic? You think it was animatronic and they had it?
Dude, guys,
I think it's a Jim Henson.
I did just
watch 90% of the budget on it.
I watched this YouTube video with a guy with a cyber dick today. I did watch that, and this guy got pushed into a street when he was a kid, and the car drug him, and his dick was eliminated, and he didn't get he didn't have a dick until he was like 40 or 50.
His dick got stuck in the car.
His dick got dragged.
Car door. I've been there, man.
Did he get dragged by the back of his pants? Like where his belt
I don't know
strap,
exactly how.
And then he's just laying on his stomach while the tip of his hard penis is just dragged down to nothing, like a piece of chalk.
Yeah, yes. I think that's the way I imagined it in my head.
It was hard.
His hard dick is holding up his entire weight of his body with the chalk
screaming,
of his penis.
Stop. He's just screaming.
It's just like a piece of chalk.
Saved his life, though. So
it's a red line down the street.
No other.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said there was blood all down the street. So they were just trying to save my life. They weren't worried about my dick.
And the car's going over like bumps and like speed bumps and potholes and
whoa.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a Mr. Magoo scene, kind of.
Enters a demolition derby race.
Except the
car pulls in.
He gets trapped behind a parade, stuck in a parade. So now he's just going slowly, getting dragged.
Yeah.
And then Bigfoot, the monster truck, just comes out and drives over his dick.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's a little too far, man. That's a little too far.
I love Bigfoot.
Have you been to a monster truck rally?
I haven't been to one in a while, but I want to go. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to go to a monster truck rally.
The guy that made Bigfoot created the whole thing, apparently.
What? Created all of monster trucks? Like the whole thing?
Turned into he's like the Vince McMahon of monster trucks.
Yeah, he was with the green and black truck. He was that's Gravedigger.
Oh, that's Gravedigger. Yeah, Gravedigger.
That's my guy.
I feel like I always drive by this place in North Carolina, and there's Gravedigger there. I don't know if it's from
you see it
North Carolina. I've seen it. It's on the side of the road. There's
this is some bullshit. This is
so many Gravediggers. You can have
every town. There's a lot of Gravediggers.
It's like F-150.
Yeah.
No. It was like the actual fucking monster truck, and there was like a tourist thing or something you could go to.
Yeah,
You're
right,
fucking
Chris.
idiot,
Yeah, right.
No
Prove
way.
it, dude.
Whatever.
Prove
Fuck
it.
you guys.
No way.
Prove it.
I'm going to a fucking monster truck rally next time it's in town.
Hey,
You know,
take your
if
plugs,
if
okay,
I were to
please.
get
Good idea.
get pulled by a car and have my dungus get whittled down like a chalk, it'd have to be something as big as Gravedigger.
Yeah.
I'd have to be at least 10 feet off the ground for that sucker to.
How
Damn, dude.
So
you must destroy women with your cock. You must split women in half with your. You must have a body count.
It's incredibly narrow.
And I'm glad you said, Chris. I'm
It's
glad you
just
said.
like a pencil
I'm
dick?
glad you said women because it is a skewer type situation, is what happens.
Oh.
Anyway, she fucks Peter
I'm
Berg,
intrigued.
and he's like, "I wish we could do more than just have sex.
I want to
Like,
be
don't you want-"
friends.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
'Cause
He
he's
wanted
Trying to
do
fight his
that
way
right
into
away.
the friend zone.
He's a
Dude.
bitch, and she's the butch. And when she has sex with him,
Tales old as time.
I mean, she's clearly anorexic. This actress. I mean, this is a skinny.
Was
woman.
she? I didn't notice
Yeah,
that.
it was the
No,
90s.
She looks fine.
It was the
I
90s.
thought, I thought
so
she
yeah.
looked
Little.
pretty good.
She's
She's
little.
very thin.
I like a little more cushion, but you know, like.
Yeah.
You can
I
still
thought-
get to pushing though.
Oh yeah, I could. Yeah. Oh yeah.
How attractive did you find this woman?
1000%, dude. She's been my crush since the 90s forever. Since I saw Men in Black. Ooh.
It was real hard. Her being a bitch, like.
Ooh, exactly. It was
That's
good.
what
Right?
I like it a lot.
I can use.
I like it too,
I like.
honestly.
I like bitchy girls, but I don't like super like cunt. Like she was like.
She's a
Drag
murderous
me.
cunt. She
Drag
killed
me
people.
through
She's
the
like
dirt,
a mean
dude.
sociopath.
She doesn't kill anybody.
I'm pretty sure she's autistic.
She doesn't kill anybody. She's a gaslighter.
yes, she
She's a
does.
manipulator.
Yeah, she's
Oh
a,
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's
yeah. At the
bad
end. Yeah,
work.
yeah.
Completely
She's a
on
puppet
screen murders
master.
a person.
But as
So-
far as looks,
She's a
straight
puppet
up, oh
master.
yeah.
no, she
Oh,
kills
yeah.
a person, Adam.
She does at the end, but she
Yeah,
lies
she
about
does.
it. She lies about
But
one.
But-
other.
definitely have
she's
sex.
also a puppet
She's
master.
Yeah.
I'd let her stick some mace down my throat. You kidding me?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing but a Friday
That's
night
another
to
kill.
me.
That's
Woo!
at least two. So
Peg me with a mace can.
Oh, dude. Are you into that? Are you into pegging? Because I don't
No.
like anything near my butthole.
I barely
give me
like.
the-
I barely
Chris,
like
I'm
when things
totally
come
with
out.
you.
Yeah.
Give me the real flesh. I don't want no fake dick. I want the real. I want the real D.
Yeah,
We're on the
if-
same
if
page, me
something's
and
gonna
you.
go in my asshole. It better be a fucking hard dick. a
I need
real one.
balls slapping me from
Yeah.
the bottom.
You can get attachments for that.
You mean like the
Ryan?
like strap-ons? Yeah.
hmm No, you just get the truck nuts and then you attach them to the.
organic.
Yeah.
Not into
Strap
those. I'm not into cyber dicks.
Yeah.
Grow
That
up, dude.
reminds
It's
me, like, of a time in
2022
college.
almost.
When it was my buddy's birthday and we got a stripper and she for extra you could the birthday boy could fuck her with a strap on. So he's fully clothed, has a strap on, and is banging this girl
Wow.
in the middle of
In front of everybody?
in front of everybody. I was like, what is happening?
Were
right
you like,
now?
this is
Yeah.
weird?
I don't think I'd
Yeah,
do that.
I
I,
was
don't think
like,
I'd even do that in like the private if it was just the two of us.
I
You just
I'd
don't
be
want to see
like-
your friend like thrusting
I don't it was
in any
weird.
way. You know what I mean?
It was I
I,
still
mean,
remember
I don't
the
want to
look
have
on his
sex with
face.
jeans on.
It was
Yeah.
weird. He had jeans
You
on.
know,
It
like I
was
don't want like
weird.
That's
my
how I do it.
change in my
though.
pocket, like
You don't just do this. You don't just don't do the zipper.
whacking
Dude.
I like. I'm picturing you with like a chain
a
wallet.
chain wallet.
And
Yeah.
like, and you've got like you've
It
got one of
goes
those
on.
keychain clips, or like
Yeah,
one of those
carabiner.
mountain climbing
Yeah,
carabiner, and it's
yeah.
just got like too many keys. Like, why does William have this many keys?
Did she blow the strap on?
Yeah, she
Probably
blew
to
it.
start,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
how she blew it, and then it lubed it up, and then she
He was totally completely naked.
oh yeah, and she really she was acting or she was really into it
I
because
mean,
at some
probably
point
a little bit of both.
little
is
bit of
usually
both,
how
I
it always
guess.
goes.
yeah
like all actors.
For
You know,
everybody.
if you're a good actor, you get caught up in it for real.
So
You get swept
like
away.
Bill Pullman in this movie. So Bill Pullman is looking for
good
his
job.
wife. He hires Bill Nunn, the guy from Do the Right Thing, who gets killed in that movie. He's also in Spider-Man.
That's another
like-
good scene too.
Which one?
Spider-Man.
The scene where the cop, or what's that guy? He's
like hired muscle to get the money back.
Muscle. Yeah, he finds her. He finds Linda Fiorentino. Bill Pullman like sends him out, and he finds her. And then he's like,
"How does he find her, Adam? How does he know where she is?"
I don't remember.
Okay, so at the beginning of the movie, she writes a note to Bill Pullman, and it's like looks weird. And then he holds it up to the mirror, and you realize, like, oh, she wrote it backwards. And then later on in the movie, she's in this.
That was the most attractive part in the movie too, when she signed her name.
I'm telling you, she's autistic.
She signed her name upside down. I'm gonna learn that trick. She signed her name upside down and backwards on a contract to get her job. Oh, that was
just acting like a third grader, like a bitchy third grader. Like, backwards.
She draws the Stussy logo.
Yeah, she's like, where is she? But later on, she says her name is Wendy Croy.
And
then Bill Pullman looks in the mirror and goes, because they trace her phone call to one county, but they don't know the name of her that she's using. So then he looks in the mirror, and there's a map of New York behind him, and he's like, aha, Croy. And it's like New York, WEN for new, but then York is Croy, but it's like where did the Wendy come from?
Yeah, I don't know what.
Yeah, it's confusing.
How would he know that? That's a big jump. He could just say Croy, but like,
well, dating or being married to her, he's become like a master of puzzles. Because of this backwards, upside down shit.
That's an interesting thought. Okay.
So if you marry an autistic person, it's like comes with a lot of baggage, but you do get better at puzzles.
We'd have to get your we'd have to get your wife's opinion on that one firsthand.
For sure.
His wife just kicks the door open with her toe
I'm not like this.
With his toe shoes, and she's wearing his toe shoes on her feet. On her fingers too, on her hand.
Imagine if a stripper's like, you can fuck me, but you have to wear toe shoes.
No, okay,
hard pass.
But hold on, no. Imagine that's the stipulation. You do it, and then it's the greatest you've ever performed. Because you got
more traction.
What about putting a toe shoe
and
on
you
your
can never
dick?
go
like
back.
foot is up on the banister. Yeah, totally.
Road, coming out this February, just in time for Valentine's. Trojan toe shoe condom.
What about being barefoot? There's good grip.
Yeah, I guess that.
No.
Okay,
William.
that doesn't.
I always keep socks on.
Do you?
Sometimes I
honestly, it's probably
it's
not a bad strategy.
Yeah, that's a weird way to have sex, but
unless it's hot out. Like
he's jerking off into the sock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's what he.
Sock
on his dick.
What do you guys use? Paper towel, napkins, towels. What do you got? What's your?
I had a buddy that used to ejaculate into cups.
Is it the same guy? Oh, that's fair.
No.
Uses an initials. What's his initials?
You guys don't know him.
No.
I've had Solo cup.
Seems like somebody we know.
Or a
glassware. Dude. Like a
coffee mug.
That's rude.
And then clean it and drink out of it.
That's bad manners, dude.
Yeah, well, he was like a kid.
Take a shit in a cup.
Just learning to jerk off, I guess.
Oh, he did this as a child.
I still haven't done it yet. I mean,
you gotta hide it from your parents, you know.
Yeah, just do it into the milk.
Fucking gross.
That's what this kid's doing. I'm saying.
What if you're the only one that drinks the milk?
Imagine if you
that's your fuck up, dude.
He doesn't even wash the cup. He just puts it back in the shelf.
Yeah,
upside down. So it's like slowly just drip.
Cleanup wise, it must have been pretty fast, I guess, if you just wash it out. But
nobody likes it.
But then, like, the mom's like, "Why are you doing the dishes?"
Why was there one cup in the dishwasher?
Well,
yeah.
There's got to be.
I remember one time I beat off and like I used a bunch of paper towels. This is when I was like really just new at it. I used a bunch of paper towels and I flushed the toilet and it got clogged and stuff. Yeah. And I had to like plunge it. And I was probably like 14 or something like that.
Like hiding a dead body.
My mom came home and was like,
"Hold on, did you have trouble plunging because like your wrists were so tired?" Like,
yeah,
grip.
I used it was a fool's yes. But my mom came home and was like so proud of me for plunging the toilet. I was like, oh yeah, I had to back up the toilet. It was her toilet.
Why? Did you have a problem when you back up the toilet?
You did it in the
You
nice
didn't ever
mom's
plunge it? You just leave it?
It was just the one that was closest.
potpourri.
Did
it have
you
like
just leave
potpourri
it
in the
clogged?
bathroom?
Was
Why
that?
was she proud of you for?
Because I never would do anything like that before.
Take care of yourself. Clean up. Be a normal.
Or I don't know. I
guy.
just never had the
He just has like
occasion to
shit on his ass.
use a plunger. And it's like,
How
I figured it
often
all
did your
out. I'm
mom
so good.
help you fucking wipe your ass? Like how?
I was
old
gonna
were
say
you
she was
doing it
more
by
pumped
yourself?
that he just wiped by himself, even though
Yeah.
he messed up and clogged the toilet, used a little too much, and then he had to plunge it. It was good initiative.
I was
He was
right
14,
on normal
15.
track with all that.
How young
boys.
were you? Like second grade? You're just an early jerker.
Oh, he said
Yeah.
14.
I think I was like 14 or 15.
First
kinda
week
late.
home at the hospital.
It's pretty late.
Third.
I still haven't, man. I'm 32. I'm about to be 33.
Yeah,
in
I bet
Dude,
14.
you gotta
never
get
20
blood
days.
out.
Ryan, you've never plunged a toilet?
Oh my god, no! I've
See what
never
I did
used
there?
one.
Very good.
So
I've never used a toilet.
When
You
did you
don't
start
just
jerking
Roy-
off, William?
Wendy Croy is found
What-
pretty
Oh,
easily.
you're good.
William?
I was in
William.
6th grade. I was 11 years old.
Okay.
You remember that?
You can go through. No.
Yeah, and I came.
The people want to know. And you
Yeah, I
what?
remember. It was a big
And
deal.
and he came.
Wow.
It was a big deal.
That's great.
So Wendy Croy is found. Bill Nunn figures out
yeah.
who she is, and he sneaks into her car with a gun, and he's holding the gun up to her, and she's driving him until he's like, "All right, now we're gonna go get the money." And she's like, "Wow, is it true what they say about black guys?" He's like, "What do you mean?"
That was.
He's like, are they
Forgot about
big? He's like, "Come on, lady, let's just."
She's got one
let's get in-
trick. She's just trying to see the size.
That's cool.
This is the power of women.
Pardon, William?
This is the power of women.
Yes.
They can just see your dick and then kill you.
Yeah.
Amen.
I thought he had them. I thought when that scene was like 90% like volume wise real life, but then he shows her dick and I'm like, come on, dude. You seem to have more common sense than that. What's going on here?
Well, the
Well,
brilliance
I
of
guess
this is that
this is an incredible
he
scene.
undoes his seatbelt and then she drives the car into a pole and he flies out of the car.
Oh, he flies out of the car.
It's a really good.
It
It's
was
really
really
well
well
done.
done. Yeah,
Yeah.
it really was.
And then the
Jeez.
cops are even like, why was his pants undone? They ask her, they like question.
They say, doesn't
Oh,
she just
yeah.
say because he's black and crazy or something? Like
Oh yeah, she's saying
The
that he
way
was
they
trying to
treat
rape
black
her.
people in this movie is terrible.
in the
Like,
small town.
It's like they've
although
never seen a black
that
person.
although
That's
that
on
scene,
purpose.
that scene is very funny because she says that she's like, so
'90s thing.
aren't y'all like bigger than average or whatever? And he's like,
Yeah,
I don't know, let me see your ass. Aren't y'all flat assed as hell?
yeah,
And then
Bony
so
ass.
he just, I don't want to see your bony white ass.
yeah. That was funny. That was good.
Yeah, well, it worked. Okay, she tricked him. She wanted to see the dick.
Oh, yeah, she-
Guys,
and
Devilish
that's the
scheme.
first murder. That's her first murder.
see, maybe if she was a little bustier, I could believe it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean,
she's
believe
supposed to have
what?
power. She's supposed to have powers over every man she meets, and it's like that guy said it. He said it himself. She's
got
bony.
a silver tongue. She's got a silver tongue. It's not her. It's not like
Yeah, she's
an
a
immediate-
salesman. She's a
Yeah,
telemarketer.
She
or whatever.
literally is a salesman through the whole movie. That's her best quality.
That's
Like,
the way
it's
you see
also
her
her.
at first.
It's also her body and her beauty.
Well, that helps.
Yes,
But most of her sales are over the phone.
no, wait.
that's how you know she
she's
like
not-
earns it.
She was in charge of people selling shit.
Yeah,
right?
but that's how you.
Yeah, but
you
then
get to
then
that by
her
being like
her
the
and
man-
that-
master
that's
of
fair.
it.
her
I
and that
get you.
Beston guy are looking for like insurance scams,
Oh, yeah.
and they spend all night. And she like totally tracks down and finds whatever, that whole little side story.
So the side
Which is
story
kinda
is that she then does this elaborate setup.
So
Okay, and it's all there to trick Peter Berg into going back to New York to killing Bill Pullman. And she like talks about life insurance and how you can kill people and you'll get the money. And she's very brazen about it, very open about it. And it seems like they would get caught immediately.
yeah,
Yeah,
man. It's like she lives in an alternate world where like she just can get away with everything. It's wild.
A lot of people with autism are like that, actually.
Tell us more.
they live in an alternate world.
Your day to day.
She's just in a
different
Minecraft
kind
world.
If I am one.
Okay.
Yeah, she lives in Minecraft world. Everything's very easy for her. Yeah.
So she gets some dirt on Peter Berg. She goes back to Buffalo and looks up his ex-wife. Now, when you see his ex-wife the first time, did you guys notice anything about her?
No, didn't notice a thing. I saw, she's a redhead. I like redheads. Sweet.
Yeah, so there's
Maybe
like
she's
one
hot.
shot of her. And then she tricks Peter Berg into going to New York to get Bill Pullman to kill him. And she doesn't tell him that's her ex-husband. She tells him that's like this guy with life insurance.
And she changes the fucking tag on the outside. Like I guess whatever the address thing is, like the name.
Yeah, the mailbox.
Yeah.
To Cahill. And then Peter Berg he can't go through with killing Bill Pullman. And Bill Pullman goes, look, like, here's a photo of her in a fucking wedding dress with me. Like, this is my ex-wife. She's lying to you. And then they do a signal thing where like they turn the light off and then she comes upstairs. And it turns out it's all a big setup. And she finally like, wait, what's the first thing that happened? First, they kill Bill Pullman. She puts like, she gets pissed and just goes like, I'm going to put mace in his mouth and kill him.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that would really kill a guy in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, I was very confused by that. What was going on? But
if you like had a mouthful of mace, you'd probably be sick as a dog for a few hours and then maybe die. But
if you have asthma or something like that, it could kill you, I guess. It closes your throat up. But like, yeah, you like just dies immediately.
I guess if maybe it could, just close your throat or make it impossible to breathe.
Yeah.
But
I don't know about that.
So then she tells Peter Berg, like, I know who your ex-wife is, Trish.
Hold on, I was peeing, and that can totally kill somebody.
How so?
It's asphyxiation. They suffocate to death.
Oh, they just can't breathe, basically.
Yeah, the mace it just floods their lungs.
Wow.
And then they die. So they'd probably die within 10 seconds, 10 to a minute.
Minute. So then,
hey,
don't get crazy, Ryan.
So here's a very 90s twist. The big twist in the movie is that Peter Berg was married to a trans woman.
Oh my God, that seems so unnecessary.
Yeah, why did they do that?
What happened to Chris?
Chris is frozen in a really funny way. A good Zoom moment.
So what's supposed to be happening? That he went to Buffalo and met a woman, married her, and didn't realize they were trans, but just had sex anyway because he was so drunk and then regretted it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Happens.
That's what I didn't understand. That's what I didn't understand because they were that's why like they were married. And I didn't understand that flashback.
You couldn't even get married at the time. Legally, you would not be able to get married at all in 1994. It would
was it like a Vegas thing?
You could do a ceremonial marriage, but you could not have a gay marriage.
See, none of that made sense.
No.
Well, unless they thought it was.
Unless the movie took place in the future.
You could get married
interesting
in Vegas.
theory.
I'm sure they don't ask a lot of questions. But I just didn't get that.
The marriage license would not work at all.
And why was that have anything to do with the story plot, like her character development?
It's a bizarre thing.
Is that why he would? Because he should be more overly kind of like
dark. That's his big dark secret.
Yeah, but he should be more. If it really messed him up that much, he should be the one that's like overly quote unquote alpha or whatever, to like overcorrecting. I don't know, or just own it and be like, yeah, fucked up, whatever. It was a cute ass guy.
The 90s, man.
Stop saying that.
Oh, I can't.
But like, The Crying Game had come out before this. M. Butterfly, Ace Ventura came out the same year.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of This was the twist in like every single movie in 1991.
Yeah,
There's some
it
like
was
person you
just
thought
like-
was a woman is actually a man.
I think the first big
It almost seems like there's an
version of
agenda.
this is in Dress to Kill. That's a big example.
Hey, spoiler alert! Jesus, man.
No, it's not. Michael Caine as a woman is a spoiler alert in Dress to Kill.
Yeah, it's a big spoiler.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Who,
all right.
who hasn't seen Dress to Kill? It's 40 years old.
I haven't seen it. I'm
I
not
hadn't
gonna
seen
see
it till like
unless
a
you
year
guys
ago.
make me watch it.
Spoiler alert. You
Well,
just spoiled Psycho. Psycho is a big one, of course. He's dressed like his grandma.
yeah,
Chris is coming back now. Yeah,
it'd be cool if Chris was came
So
back and was
I
dressed like
think-
his grandma.
I thought maybe this movie, like a better title for this movie would be like The Last Simp. And
Yeah.
it's just the perspective of the guy from Reston. I forget his
Beston.
name. Beston.
Peter Berg.
Yeah, Peter Berg.
She turned it into Breston when she showed up, though. You know what I'm saying?
Amen. Hell yeah. Yeah, I think the last seduction means he's the one. It's his last seduction.
No, he's a simp.
What I'm saying
Obviously,
is,
he's like the ultimate simp. He married somebody. Like he just goes along. He just
yeah, that
looking
was the
for
first
love.
seduction, and this one with Linda Fiorentino is the last seduction.
Oh, literally.
Yeah, they should do a
Or is it
prequel.
or was the wife the last seduction?
the wife who was trans?
Yeah, Trish. Was she the last?
I thought that's what
seduction?
Adam went. I thought that's what Adam.
Because that's
was
the
saying.
last. Because she's like, I'm seducing you now, but that was the last one.
Oh, I see. Like the previous.
Yeah, I thought that's what Adam was just saying. That's not what you were trying to say.
I meant first and last. Oh boy,
I still think he shouldn't have broke that marriage off.
I don't
Yeah.
get the big deal.
try
I
to make it
mean,
work.
he
I also-
married a
I
tra-
also
he didn't know
like-
he didn't know she
I-
was trans.
I know, but I also
And he
that
married
means
her?
he really enjoyed that person's personality and like who they were, and they got along really well, and they got married, and maybe he could have
Yeah,
made
it's
it
like
work.
you fell in love with the person.
But I
Piece
did
of
like
shit,
his
Peter
whole when he's talking to his friends at the beginning of the bar. Also, first of all, if I scored $70,000 cash, I would immediately go to a bar. What are you talking about?
700,000.
That's what I said, right? 700.
70.
Oh,
Yeah, I
shit. If I
mean-
got $700, I'd immediately go to a bar.
So yeah, we talked about the twist, Chris. How
Mhm.
she
It hurt.
reveals that Peter Berg has married a trans woman. That's his big secret, his big dark secret.
I don't think they were called trans back then. I think they would still be called men. Right?
Okay, let's
Well,
not
they
get
were
political about
transsexuals.
it.
Back then, they were called transsexuals.
They were transsexuals. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Continue.
You know, another big
Adam,
we
what
were
did
talking-
you used to go by?
Silence of the
Me?
Lambs, of course, has a big
that's
trans character.
Have you
very,
guys
This is
ever-
very nice. We're just
Let
talking
me
about
ask
how
you-
this is so
Hey,
90s.
Ryan's okay. Yeah, it's very 90s. I can't think
Well,
of the
'cause
word.
In the 90s is when Adam transitioned from,
Yes.
regular shoes to the toe shoe thing, and he
Yeah, I'm
changed.
I'm trans-footed.
Okay. Did you guys talk
did your
about?
wife know you had toe shoes before you got married, or was that like a huge?
I
had
can
to sit
totally
down and
see
have a
Adam
talk.
wearing. Did you ever have these shoes? I can see you wearing these shoes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he's
have
wearing them right now.
Did you really?
Yeah,
He wears them all the
Did you
time.
really?
I
wears
don't
them
wear them as much
every
anymore
day.
actually because I
This ain't it?
Oh, you
I don't
still
work out
have
in them anymore.
Yeah,
used to
this
work
ain't
out.
his
Out
did.
in them.
This is present.
What about toe
And honestly-
separators?
Yeah, he
Honest-
wears the toe separators under the toe. shoe.
Oh yeah, I forgot. About that.
He doubles up. I'm not even
All right,
joking.
all right. We've already covered all this.
And then what? You deadlift?
With your
yeah,
toes?
I do like squat. Yeah, that's what I do.
You
for
grip
it
the
up.
bar with your toes.
Wait.
When I
I have
started-
a question for you guys.
Okay.
I'm gonna move
This is
on
good.
from
No, please.
picking for you. What do you guys think? Like the possibility of, mistaking the person you're with is, has genitals and actually going as far to marry them. Like,
That happened to Fat Lip
excuse
from the
me?
Far Side.
What?
It happened to
Fat Lip hooked up with a
Richard. It happened to Richard Pryor all the time.
I'm
it
not
happened to him
talking
like
about
all the time, and he like didn't even care.
Well, not caring is fine. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But like I actually had a buddy. He. I know it sounds like it's me. It's not me. He ended up hooking up with some chick, and in the middle of it, he realized, and I think she told him, and
stop.
He had
a freak
out. He had a freak out.
Yeah,
he was like, "What?"
That's like a horror movie.
I mean,
that's what he said. It felt like it's like
it's like a twist that's like blood curdling.
I guess.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's like a violation.
I'd probably
it's like a rape, basically.
It's not like a rape.
But like realizing that you're raped.
It's not like a rape. No,
I think it's just like being on.
Kind of is. I think
it's like being on the.
It's not like a rape.
I think it's like being on the world's greatest episode of Candid Camera. Like, you got me.
There's a camera
Where's
over there.
Ashton?
There's a camera over there.
Where's the camera?
But they got hot and heavy and were making out and everything. And
did he fill her up?
I think he ended up feeling or something and was like, what? But like something like he was just kind of paused and then then she started crying. And then
did he do a double take?
Yeah.
Did he go like?
Did he go?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if I got caught in that situation, I would be. I mean, I'd be like, oh, all right. Well, you want to just hang out?
You think?
You're like, yeah. Ryan would be like, yeah. Sorry.
You still gonna go down on me though, or?
I think she had. I think
you
she
got
had,
me,
and I believe.
How they had progressed. I thought you meant they were in the middle of having sex. And
no, they were about
realized
to.
that.
Yes,
No, but I thought
you.
What I meant when I said that it was rape was that I thought it was the butthole. He was having sex with the butthole and then realized that it was on the hands.
No, what?
So
come on, man.
Adam Bowers.
No, I kind of want to explain.
Senator Adam Bowers.
So you're the one.
The rest of my case.
Penetrate.
That would be rape.
Penetrating, and then you realize during or after. Like, it seems like a pretty far.
I'm just saying,
it does kind of have like a look of like a guy who's like an advocate for like male victims of rape.
Yeah, I'm against circumcision and stuff like that. Like I protest against circumcision.
Like a guy who wears like toe shoes and like has a suit and like a bicycle helmet and rides his bike to court and like argues like cases pro bono.
What, drink Soylent?
I never want to hear
that. Definitely.
Yeah, drink Soylent.
Like a
I always have my finger
brings
on it.
Brings a little ninja bullet and like makes a smoothie in the middle.
It pulls out like the world's shittiest laptop.
Got stickers on it.
Forgets his password to log in, so it's like a whole deal for him
I've
to
got
remember.
the evidence. I swear it's on here somewhere, man. Fuck.
I just got to send it to my Hotmail account to reset the password.
And I get them to change the definition of rape in America.
But the judge is like, you can't wear those in here. Like, these are my shoes. These are this is a perfectly fine pair of shoes. Like you're
drawing them to look like they're dress shoes, but they're not.
He's got his hands full of documents, but he's still using his foot to like point.
He has a strap on
to make a point. He's got Adam's very flexible. He can bring his leg up.
He has a strap on, and there's like a real doll, and he's demonstrating. He's like, you see, this is the butthole. And he's just like, he thought,
and he's got a Velcro penis and balls that he puts on the
Yeah.
dummy afterwards. And he goes, see, this is what I thought was happening. This, and then he slaps the Velcro.
he's like King Richard. He has a shopping cart, just pushes it around with his balls. His like 5 black daughters are in court watching him, cheering him on.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I've probably, I guarantee I've hooked up with at least one post-op.
what do you think you could feel the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard someone say. I heard,
and I think it only hit me in hindsight.
Are you
I'm
for
thinking
real?
of one specific. Yeah, I would. Man, I drink and do drugs and stuff, and then I was on like a real Tinder binge.
Your chill attitude about
I
it.
don't think so, Ryan.
You don't
have to
think
be in
I'm
a complete
cool?
blackout where you just didn't even know.
No, he's talking about a
No.
male to
There
female.
was
post-op.
Yeah, it was it was.
You would have to be pretty blacked out.
I mean,
the thing is, we weren't really able to do much.
This is a terrible story.
What do you mean you weren't able to do
with
that?
a white person or like Vietnamese or something? Southeast Asian.
What is that? What does that have to do with it? Oh, because of the boy. What do they call
them? There's more of them. I'm trying to say, like, if you're getting tricked, you know, it can't be like a 6'2" person.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I don't have a problem with it at all. I don't have a problem with it at all, but I don't like being tricked. I don't like the tricking part.
So you would,
Adam, you're advocate of toe shoes. You've been tricked.
By the toe shoe.
They're not good for you, bro.
Toe shoes.
So you're saying, if you knew somebody was post-op and you would have sex with them ahead of time, you would have sex with them?
Me?
I'm talking to Adam specifically.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, how far along is it?
What do you mean? How far along?
In the attraction or whatever.
I don't.
You're drunk and you're horny. It's a one-night stand.
So it's the first date, one night stand.
It's not even a date. It's just a drunken hookup.
Oh, okay. And then you guys are hitting it off at the bar, and
I don't know.
An hour goes by, and they're like, "Let's go back to your place." By the way, I gotta tell you something.
He's so full of shit. He would never do this. He's acting like he's some cosmopolitan. I don't know. Maybe we have to see where it goes. Like you would not do that. You're one of the most homophobic people I've ever met.
You're not. Shut up, dude. What's wrong with you? Come on, dude. Let's call it like it is. Come on.
And I don't think it's bad as long as they're not trying to trick me in any way. Even non-sexual tricks.
But don't you think once you're told that, like, you would start to see it a little more? You'd be like, oh, now I see your jaw's a little like strong, and now like your hands are a little big. And for me, I think I would start picking up on all these small things that I would have overlooked before, and I've been like, just to know that I'm putting my penis where a penis used to be is kind of a weird thing. I don't know.
What it's like? No, it's like parking a car in a parking spot. That's where they're supposed to go.
Wherever it fits.
I don't know. I think it would be more.
But
I don't know.
It used to be a space that you couldn't park a car, and then somebody ripped out the ground.
I think I would be immediately turned off.
William's muted or something and like wildly gesticulated.
Maybe he's
unmuted. Your mic's broke. Karma.
No, wait, I can't hear him either.
Yeah, we can't hear him.
God did that.
But he's not unmuted.
Conversation. God is trans.
We're not fucking around.
I'm why don't we
restart the Zoom and then you can just stitch it.
So I don't think Chris is coming back.
All right. So
we should just finish this. I think his computer died.
Like died.
Yeah. So
let me just text him real quick.
Go ahead.
So you kind of left off with
turns out
when she put the mace down his throat.
Yeah, so she kills Bill Pullman. He dies from mace.
Then she tries to make it be like, she tries to turn it on Peter, whatever his name is, and be like, oh, this is just a whole elaborate, this isn't real. This is like a whole elaborate kinky sex thing we do. And she's like, have sex with me right now. Wow. Her husband.
She goes like, she starts saying, here comes Chris.
She does not say that.
Wait a minute.
There he goes.
She starts saying like, rape me. Teach me a lesson. She's like, rape me, teach me a lesson.
I knew that you were going to say that line on the episode, William, when I heard it. I was like,
it's a huge catalyst. It's like the whole
you would not be able to resist.
The whole bow.
I picked the movie for this scene.
Oh.
In this one, William, because my two rules, or not rules, but the two things I hate the most are rape scenes and animals getting murdered, specifically dogs.
Oh, great! We should watch What the Fuck, Irredeemable or whatever the fuck that is. Doesn't that open up with like
Irreversible?
Irreversible. Jesus, I started watching that movie and then I shut it off immediately because I was so uncomfortable.
Oh, that's
so what I was going to say.
Scared,
What I was gonna say, what I was gonna say though, William, you might have found one that was fine with me. because it's not actually rape.
It's not a real rape scene. It's completely consensual.
There's
nothing
100%
consensual. There's nothing twisted about this. This is just a little.
Well, except she's what it is twisted.
Let me give you a little backstory. So apparently, this movie was like supposed to be a low budget cable Skinemax type movie, and there was even a scene where she dressed up as a cheerleader and wore like suspenders over her nipples or something. And then like the movie producer got really mad and he's like, stop everything. Are you guys making an art film? And then like they had to all swear and say like, we are not making an art film. But
what do you mean?
He was so freaked out by the fact that it wasn't just like a sleazy sex movie. Because that's like all he wanted. And all the people behind the scenes were like, we're actually making like a smart independent film.
That's cool.
So anyway,
cool story.
The role play thing was actually a big thing earlier in the script. I guess she would do like role play scenarios, and there's like a couple of instances of dialogue where you hear people say like no more role play around her.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So in the scene when she's like, it's supposed to be like a thing, I guess her and Peter Berg have done. Like they've been having role play sex. So she dials 911. She's pretending to be raped. The 911 operator hears everything and is like very concerned. They're like, okay, ma'am, 1 second. We're sending a car. And like the dialogue is like, you better like, please stop raping me.
So
and he's
literal.
Like, and he's like, I'm raping
this is what
you.
You want. Yeah.
Yeah. This is what you want. And she's like, you killed my husband. You killed him. And he's like, yeah, I killed your husband.
Oh yeah. And she's got the phone. Yeah. Very smooth move.
The phone is recording the whole thing. So
or she's called 911.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So it's like the perfect. So then it cuts to Peter Berg in jail, and he's talking to his lawyer, and his lawyer's like, is there any other evidence? It's like, it's a perfect case. There's nothing we can do, and yada, yada, yada. And there was one piece of evidence, which was the name switch on the mailboxes, but she, in the last scene, she's like burning it with a lighter and like smoking a cigarette, riding a town car in Manhattan.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
She's only got like $700,000. I guess she took a town car to the airport, but
it would have been awesome if she
wasn't it a limo?
It would have been awesome if
that
the
a town
end
car?
scene. Shut the fuck up for a second. Right? I was about to do it.
What were you about to say? Adam?
Too stupid now. I'm embarrassed.
What were you going to say?
Trying to get it out. It was going to be all right.
What?
I was going to say it would have been cool if she lit up a joint. Movie.
So is a town car a limo?
No, it's like not
like a really
limo.
Fat joint.
It's like it's like a limo that's not stretched.
Why would that be funny, Adam?
No,
why would that be?
Wouldn't be funny. It'd be cool. It's like an awesome thing to do after you like.
And then she passes the joint to a chimpanzee or something.
Yeah, it's a grandma's boy.
Adam just likes fucking.
That's what
Family Guy style humor. He's like,
it's grandma's boy.
And it's called The Last Check-In.
That would have been awesome.
Dunstan, The Last Check-In.
Yes. It's Dunstan. She passes the joint to Dunstan.
It goes Dunstan, The Last Check-In.
Remember the ending of Men in Black?
Holy
how lame it was when she was like the new partner and she had like the sunglasses on.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I still fell in love with her during that movie.
I didn't understand. Like, people used to talk about how sexy she was, but when Men in Black came out, I remember being like, I don't get what's so sexy. People keep saying,
it's her vibe, dude. She's like,
Men in Black is not a sexy movie.
She's a lot.
No,
like,
but it's got like an Audrey Plaza kind of.
She's sexy in The Last Seduction. She's sexy in After Hours. She's sexy in all these other movies, but it's very funny that
I was
like
a
Dogma.
Kid,
She's not sexy. Men in Black is not a sexy.
Who's the other person? Not Nev Campbell. Who's the other person that she's like?
What?
It's Zaruka Filuzabal.
No.
Chris is back. Huh?
Lacey Chabert.
No.
Your audio is bad, Chris.
It's bad. Sorry, guys. This is all I got right now.
It's all right.
No, we're just wrapping it. We're wrapping it up. We're wrapping it.
Okay.
What's the name? She's in Hellboy, I think.
I don't know.
Selma Blair.
Yeah, that's
Blair. No.
And that's who I confused her. That's who I confused her with at the beginning of this episode.
No,
Anyway,
dude, Selma Blair is sexy. She is fucking
Sorry.
sexy. Dude, this chick is not
You're right.
sexy.
No,
She's not
you're wrong.
sexy in the way Selma Blair is
Pretty
sexy.
sexy.
Like, I would do terrible things to Selma Blair.
You wouldn't.
Essentially. But,
You're like, nah.
What about a
this
Men in
isn't
Black,
sexy enough
Chris?
If you saw her.
Men in
Not
Black.
I mean,
No,
she's-
the Last Seduction girl and Men in Black.
Yeah, I would probably do terrible things to her from that character. Yeah, I remember her being.
Did you say
pretty-
alien things? You would do.
That's a
you would
weird.
do,
That's a really
you would
weird
do
thing to say.
alien things.
Yeah,
to her?
man, things that are out of this world, bro.
Yeah, your audio is not that great. It sounded like you just said you
Sorry.
do alien things to this.
So what's the moral of the story?
Man,
Trust women,
you can't trust. You can't trust a broad that belongs to the
Yeah.
streets.
Linda Fiorentino plays kind of an every woman in this movie. Classic untrustworthy every woman.
Huh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Don't. The moral of the story is don't slap a woman.
Yeah,
And
that's what
then-
started this whole. Be loved.
And then
loving
don't finished. Don't slap a woman and then not take the $700,000 cash into the shower with you.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do one, you got to do the other.
Piss on the money so then she won't touch it.
No,
Yeah.
she
Like a
already
dog.
licked it, so you know she already licked it, so you know
Yeah,
she's.
Just kill her. Just kill your wife. That's the moral of the story.
No.
You would have solved all the problems. Dude, if
It's a strong
don't slap
case.
her, break her neck. Just give her like
The thing is with the problems though, there's only problems to
Lenny and
like
of
two
Mice and Men.
guys. There's
some
problems to
wrestling
two
moves.
guys.
Just do like a fucking run
Yeah,
across
use
the
your
room with your
MMA
arm
training
extended
to
and
kill
knock
your
her
wife.
down.
Use those MMA lessons you took to kill your wife.
What's that called?
Everything you learned.
Clothesline?
Or just sign the divorce
Yeah.
papers. The lessons is just like be patient. All she had to do was wait 2 years before the divorce shit would go through, and then she'd be able to spend that money. And she's like, "No, I'm gonna do all this crazy."
But she got away with
extra work."
everything, honestly. She kind of
She
did everything
did.
perfectly.
She
Yeah, it
did
worked out.
because it's a
It worked
movie.
out.
Diabolical character.
I mean,
Peter
I
Berg
she
is the
could've-
guy who
Femme fatale.
messed up.
The femme fatale is always in control ultimately.
No, they're not.
Also, it's not like you can't use that
Huh?
cash. Like just for 2 years, work at this shitty insurance place in the middle of nowhere, and then spend the cash on like beer and food and stuff.
But-
Assets that
but
aren't
she,
anything
like-
you can
She's
get.
already got a job. She can probably buy beer and food and shit. Just
That's what I'm
put that
saying.
money
Just
in the
wait
account
2
first.
years.
Yeah,
Wait
You
just
think
wait
of her
2
living
years.
like you, basically.
Yeah.
Just
Even
wait
though
2
she has, like,
years. Like it would have been different
white-collar job.
if her lawyer was like, "It's going to be 15 years before you can spend that money," and I'd be like, "Ugh, I guess I got to convince some."
Too bad the
idiot kid
pandemic
to go
didn't
murder."
happen. She could have just chilled out for like 2 years.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Exactly.
perfect. Damn.
Okay, so what's everybody's ratings? I give it 4 stars. I like it a lot. I wish she was a little smarter in parts that are kind of dumb.
She was?
I wish that like the thing Chris was saying about like the reactions just not being there. Like if it was a little more visceral, a little more believable, but it's a
What?
low budget movie. It's like a fun indie movie, and
Great cast.
her performance
great
is
cast.
awesome.
Yeah,
I agree.
totally.
I think
It's kinda
everybody's
tough to do
performance,
that.
except Bill Pullman, was weird. Did y'all think his character?
He doesn't
but I
play a
like
good
it.
bad
Kind of what he
guy.
does.
He
That's
made
kinda
a
what he does.
I liked
weird.
what he did. I think that's what he was directed to do. That you know.
Maybe-
Bill Pullman is one of those guys that's
sometimes-
always that does
sometimes,
weird
sometimes
shit
not.
in roles, and
yeah.
I feel like
He wants to be kooky. He wants to be like Jeff.
he wants to
Goldblum.
be kooky. I don't think he pulls it off as well as other guys.
But he's
do.
the dad. He's Casper. He's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Independence
president.
Day. He's
the dad of our country.
Spaceballs. He's like he doesn't
I guess
have the
let him
dark
play, let him
energy,
play.
you know.
Yeah. There's not a lot of dark.
Guys, the president is kind of the dad of America when you think about it.
I think they're the mother.
Or like the grandparent
Maybe
I
it's
think
time for a
Joe
mother.
Biden is America's mother, and he kisses us goodnight every night.
and sniffs
That's
your hair.
nice. I like that.
Yeah, tucks us in the
Does
bed.
Does your mom
He does
sniff your
sniff
hair?
our
Good,
hair.
good night. That's why I've always had long hair. My
Imagine
mom
if you had
made
a
me
live with
Wait
Joe.
for Joe.
Imagine if you had a weekend with Joe Biden and he had to like cook all your meals and like take care of you like your mom.
Oh my God.
Oh, and you're like a baby.
He would die if you were a baby.
He walks in on you
he'd be
masturbating
like,
for the first time, and he has to have the talk with you.
I don't think he would die. I think he would just make you like applesauce or something like really lame, Chris. Like, it just like, all right, I got your applesauce outside.
You're like, what the fuck is this?
Maybe he could order.
You agreed to do this for the weekend, so
he blends his own applesauce. He blends his own applesauce, but he obviously didn't take any of the stickers off of the apples before he blended them. Or he didn't
not saying he makes it from scratch,
but he also doesn't core them. So there's just seeds and core and stem and stickers.
You think he knows how to use a washing machine and a dryer?
No, absolutely not. He's never done his own laundry.
Come on.
Absolutely not. No.
Nobody taught.
He didn't grow up rich.
Dishwasher.
He didn't grow up rich. He's just 78 now, 79.
Nobody. But do you need somebody to teach you how to use a dishwasher?
Yeah.
Imagine him wearing an apron.
There's like 6 buttons.
Making cookies.
Push them till you figure it out. What the shit?
Kind of doing a Mrs. Doubtfire sort of thing.
And you're like, okay. You're like, dude, it's not that hard. You just cut them up in little slices and you put them on the pan. It's not. He's like, I'm making cookies for you, little boy. Little Chris Stathis, come here.
One big log.
He's like licking you, kissing you. Yeah, the whole log. The plastics on it.
It's the whole Pillsbury metal, everything.
And he has like 2.
He just doesn't take anything.
It looks like the cookies look like what's his name in Akira. It looks like when he starts bubbling up and
are you
familiar with
like the stuff?
Yeah. It looks like that.
Dude, Akira is awesome.
I give it a 3.5 because I just
a 3 and a 5. An 8.
3.5. I thought Norbit was better.
Well,
I don't know, man. Like, I just
classic's a classic, you know. Can't argue there.
He loved Norbit.
Chris,
I've never seen it.
Ryan wasn't there for that.
I had a good time with Norbit. I don't know. Just the little things that didn't make sense really bothered me for some reason in this movie. And
I feel like it's that. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I mean, normally I could overlook certain things, but for some reason, I don't know, man. Like, I just didn't.
The movie's also smart, and it's like, well, if you're gonna be this smart, why are you gonna be this dumb? Also,
yeah, you're doing dumb things.
Yeah, it did.
These movies are ultimately like dumb movies, though.
Well, when you said the producer was expecting like a Skinemax thing,
it makes
I feel like there was definitely some influence like that, some pressure to dumb it down.
Now, doesn't this make Bad Influence seem better? Because that movie really like dotted
Bad Influence.
Dotted its eyes and crossed its T's and all the little. There's a lot of little details in Bad Influence that really come together.
Did I watch Bad Influence?
Yeah, James Spader.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The last
Rob
one. Yeah,
Lowe.
that one. This was way better than that. I'd go I'd probably go four and a quarter.
This movie was better than that.
4 and a quarter.
This movie. Are you
then Bad Influence? Yes.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing, though. But Deep Cover, I think
I'm in love with that. I'm in love with that.
Deep Cover is the best one we watched, but
hot material.
It's smart and it's stupid, and that's the perfect mix.
Nah, I just want
they're all
stupid in a smart way.
Smart and stupid in a
good way. It's
not a bad thing.
There's no guy in this movie saying "Hasta la vista, motherfucker," shooting a gun down the street.
Right.
It's crushing.
I want educational. That's all I look for in movies.
Yeah.
Okay, Adam, what's your rating?
Shit.
Wow. So much better than us, right?
What's your rating, Adam?
I would give it a 3.5. I thought that I mean, like, comparing it to like a movie like an old noir sort of movie, I feel like it begs those comparisons because of the music, just like the vibe and everything. It's like Double Indemnity.
Have you seen? Is that the only film noir you've seen?
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of like the Robert Pattinson Batman that's about to come out. It's just film noir. It's like a detective.
Yeah.
There's so many fucking movies that are about Double Indemnity.
Well,
and do little takes on it. It's there's like one a decade. But yeah, go on.
You know, like it's like, yeah, for sure. And it's like a femme fatale, like being the puppet master and shit.
Why do you bobble your head?
Did you even watch the movie?
I did. I had to watch it 2 nights ago, and I've been sick.
He bobbles his head like he's an Indian father about to marry off his daughter.
Just getting.
What did you think of the characters, you idiot?
I liked them. I thought they were good, and and I also thought that this movie did this. I thought the sex scenes were good in this movie. And
actually tasteful.
Which is
fucking
like
in the
thing that
car, fucking in the hotel room.
They're actually fucking against a fence
off.
in a bar alley.
This movie made me miss hooking up with random women at bars.
Yeah, it was like grinding, like shot well,
smoking cigarettes at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, this movie got me real.
All right. I'll get back on Tinder, William, and you can vicariously live through me. I'll
vicariously living through you.
You've just gotten a little boring.
I'll hook up with.
You've sexually awakened Ryan again.
He's already hooking up with chicks. I don't know why he pretends he's asexual.
I'm asexual, bro. I have no interest in it.
He's just like getting texts from girls like, oh, I don't know if I want to hook up with her.
William. This movie made me kind of horny.
Okay.
This is your pick.
This is a horny movie.
Thanks for making me
horny. Why did you
William.
just say it like that?
I just want to thank William for getting me horny.
He's just jerking off to
all of us horny.
He's just jerking off to Bill Nunn going through the windshield.
Yeah.
He just got it on repeat.
Violence.
Keeps doing the 15 seconds
I actually
back,
rewinded
10
that
seconds
part.
back
I did
on
rewind that part. But when it happens, you're like, holy shit, this is insane.
He clips it, edits it so that it just plays on repeat.
Pulls his dick out of his
repeats it over and over.
It would be cool if his dick. It would be cool if he landed on his dick and then went down the street, and it's like a piece of chalk, and it just ground down
just for like 2 blocks,
like a red chalk line.
No, it'd be probably more like melted chocolate.
Man, brother. So true. It'd been cool if it was like that scene in Christmas Vacation where Chevy Chase like sleds down the hill. And it's just like really fast. He goes really far. He goes into like a toy donation bin.
Oh, I do have one question before we leave. And it has to do with the opening scene pretty much when he's taking a shower when she steals the money.
Yeah.
He comes out wearing a towel around his waist and a towel around his neck. Do you guys double towel when you shower?
No.
It's like decadent.
I saw it in a movie I saw today too. I watched a show today and I saw and somebody
maybe in a hotel. I was gonna say.
Like, do you use
where there's a lot of hand towels?
Am I nasty? I use one towel to dry the whole body.
No, you're great.
Okay.
You're standard. Use a big towel.
You're great.
Because I was kind of nervous. I was honestly kind of nervous to bring this up with you guys.
Like, we double towel. People do, and
I'm single towel on your face.
I put one towel around my waist, and then I put another towel over my head, and then I put facial moisturizer over my entire face, and then I put 2 cucumbers over my eyes, and every morning
after every shower.
Over your
I just didn't want this to be my toe shoe,
like the Go-Go's album cover.
No, you're still looking for your toe shoe.
Okay. Cool.
Searching for your toe shoe, the Ryan.
Because I single towel.
Yeah, by Adam Bowers.
Yeah.
Are you going to tell your baby what you wear toe shoes?
Yeah, Adam.
Yeah, that's a good point. That seems like something I should throw away before he becomes like aware of.
Yeah, because the baby will immediately. I was gonna say the baby's gonna immediately when you sit him down and you sit him down like it's a sex talk or like a very important life lesson talk after school special. You sit him down and then you tell him
that his parents are getting divorced.
His response is gonna be, "Oh, cool. Does that make it quicker for you to walk out of this family? So it could just be me and mom."
Oh, I see. Sorry.
Yeah, when do you think
that's like the best case scenario?
Really laying into you, like really making fun of you hard. Like, do you think he's
already does it?
He's already making him clean his ass.
My son thinks I'm really cool and smart.
You haven't met Adam's son?
That's why this is good.
He's actually pretty smart for his age. He's just like, I love you, Daddy.
Is that like what Young Sheldon? Is that your Young Sheldon impression?
Well, he's 11 months old, so if he was doing that would be incredible, actually.
Is he melting?
Daddy wear toe shoe. Daddy wear toe shoe.
My daddy wears toe shoe.